now. All right. So, all right, thank you all for being here. Yeah. So now, since we did the snowman, we're gonna learn about how to we're gonna learn the components of objects. All right. So component. Right now, I'm gonna make a cube. Right. And I'm gonna do it the spacebar way, just to do it. So just show you all the other way. Hold down spacebar. Go to create. Polygon primitives. Cube. Oh, and there's something else I wanted to show you all. Speaking of creating objects, if I go over here to Polygon primitives and I click on this, I'm breaking off the screen. Remember how we can break this off? Now there's something called interactive creation. Now, I don't do this a lot, and if it's off, I guess it's better, but I just want to show you how it works, right? So let's say I click on interactive creation and then I click on cube, right? How this works is it draws the cube out, so I can draw it whatever shape I want, and then I can raise it to whatever height I want. And then this ends up being its default shape. And what I mean by that is this. So if I go to, so look, I clicked off of interactive creation. Now I'm clicking cube, and see, it just makes the cube. So here's something to note too. If I click on this right here, and we go to polycube, well, you know what? Let's just go to channel box, right? The scale is 1, 1, 1, right? That means that even though I stretch this out, this means that, hey, this is like the default size of this. If I click on this and I want this to be a similar size, look at what it says. Scale is 1, this, that, right? So basically, maybe it's a little bit too early to introduce you all to this, but it's like this now is it's like this, right? If I take this thing right here and I go like this and I scale it up higher, so now it's at some other scale, and let's say I change this to like 5 or something, right? That means I've altered this, right? And if I wanted to get back to regular scale, I just go in here and I press 1, and it gives me that shape that I had before, which isn't a perfect square. But if I click on this and I take this back to 1, it gives me back to a cube. But anyway, so that's what interactive creation does, and it kind of works on spheres. So, I mean, if I have a sphere and I do it, it's like I drag, and then this is its default size. If I do a torus and do it, it's like a drag out, then I do this. Now this is its default size, so it's just something to do. Anyway, let me go back to basics.
Is there any way you can let me in real quick? I'm switching back to my iPad.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. My fault. When I get into this, I kind of forget about that other screen. So sorry about that. All right, so let's go over the components. I'm gonna select this cube now. I'm gonna press A to zoom in, or I can press F to zoom in. So this is our basic cube. So this is what this is made of. So this right here is called a polygon. Just this one face right here. And a polygon is a 4-sided shape. So a square is a polygon, a rectangle is a polygon. Those are polygons. A polygon is made up of 4 edges, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And those 4 edges, oh no, let's just say it's made up of 4 points or vertices, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the face is the 4 edges connected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or polygon, right? Or, yeah, polygon. If something is 4 or more, 5 or more faces, it's something called an n-gon, which isn't anything that we want. None of these shapes that we create a shape that's 5 or more. All of these have polygons. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If we look at this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make something else, a cylinder, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But we have triangles, right? Now, triangles are only okay on certain objects. So cylinders, those triangles okay, because a triangle is actually half of a polygon. So if there was a line that went from here down to here, like connected it and split this, it would be, you know, two triangles. So triangles are all right for that right there. And for spheres, on the top right here. So we see polygons still, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then those right there are the triangles, right? So yeah. Now let's break this down, right? So I'm gonna press F to zoom in on this. Now let's choose these points, because right now all we can really do is scale this thing like this and move it like this. But let's get these points, right? Now to get these points, we're gonna right click and we're gonna go to Vertex, right? Now, how I'm getting to this menu is like this. I right click and hold. So I go to my object and right click and hold. Now, I want to say go to the object because of this. If I go to my sphere, right? I got both of these things right here. Whatever I select, right click and hold. I go over here, right click and hold, vertex. So if I'm on the object and I go to vertex, it's gonna go to vertex. Wow, I got both at the same time? Whoa, I didn't even know it could do that. Literally. I guess I've never done that. All these years I've been in this program, select the same object twice. Wow, okay. I had no idea you could do that. But how you do it is you right click on the object and you go to vertex, right? So now it's in this mode where you can select these vertexes. So if I go to this one right here, I right click vertex, the points turn purple and you can see it. Now if I press 4, we can see through the object, and 5 makes it solid. So wireframe, solid, wireframe, solid. Now I can select one of these and I can move it down, move it up, move it around. Now I can only do that to one point, right? I can't press E to rotate a point. Can't do that. I can't press, wait, I don't know what I just said right there. I can't press, oh, sorry, this is my Cinema 4D, the other class. All right, so I press W to move. I can move it. I press E to rotate, but you can't rotate a single point. And R to scale, and you can't scale a point. But what you can do is you can select 2. So I'm holding down shift, and now I got both of these. Now I can move this like this now. You get it? So because now I have 2 selected, I'm able to move it. I'm able to rotate it. I'm able to scale it. No, I can't. No, I can scale it uniformly in. I can scale it out. I can scale it along this axis right here. I can't scale it like in or up or down, because me scaling it in isn't doing anything, because, you know, of how many there are. But if I hold down shift and I grab some more, I can scale down all of these. I can, you know, scale them down this way, this way. I can press E to rotate, so I can rotate it. Oh, and that's something else. You see how I twist it and then it turns, let me see it do it again. Is it now black? Yeah. So once you see that black right there, you know it's not good, because you're basically inside out of the object. So if I take this face and I rotate it, I'm rotating it through the object, which is completely wrong. If I press 4, yeah, now we can see what's happening. So anytime you see something that looks like that, or if it looks glitchy, that means that you're backwards. So it's like inside out. It's like looking at the inside of skin. It's like, ugh, like you don't want to see it. And if you do see it, you know you messed up somewhere. So that's vertices, right? Oh, and as you can see, I'm just like scanning over all these, with this selection set. So that's how you can grab a bunch of them at one time if you need to grab a bunch of them at one time. Cool. All right, so let me delete the shape because I've warped it so bad. Oh, you know what? I'll just grab another shape, right? Let me grab the sphere. So now our next, oh, and here's something else to notice. What I did was I went to vertices, hold, right click, hold, go to vertices, vertex, and I have them and I can select them. Now let's say I want to move the whole object again. I right click and go to object mode. So right click vertex, right click object mode to move the whole thing. So I'm moving a part of it. Moving the whole thing. So think about it like almost like a car, right? And the object mode is a car. So we're moving the entire car. And then like the vertex is like, I don't know, let me like recline the seat back or um what else could I say? It'd be something that's going on inside of the car as opposed to the whole car moving. So the whole car would have its position, or let's say lifting the hood up or rolling down the window. All that stuff would be a part of the car as the car moves. But those things are what's going on inside of the car. So, yeah, right click, yeah, object mode. So the next one we want to go to is edge, right? So in edge, right click, hold edge is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's the same thing as before. So I selected all those edges. I'm pressing F now to focus in. But, you know, if I select one, same thing. I'm moving it up and down. I select 2, you know, same thing. And because I'm selecting 2 and it's grabbing on those points, it's almost like I'm selecting 4. But yeah, these are edges. And you could also, if you want to get, let's say I wanted to get this whole edge, it's easy. I can just select it and hold down shift. No, I'm just joking. You don't do that. You don't select and hold down shift. You would double click, bow, and then you get the whole thing, right? Same thing with this right here. I want to get this whole thing, bow, twice. So as you can see, the double tap, 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 gives you the whole selection of the whole ring selection. I'll press 4 to show you what I mean. So we call this a ring because it's you know, it's acting like a ring across this geometry. So as we can see right here, that's what we have. Pretty cool. Okay, and then we can move, you know, this how it is. So now we can like start making new shapes. I don't know what shape this would be, what kind of thing this would be right here, but this is something. This looks this looks like something I've seen before. I don't know what. Anyone, this looks like anything to anybody? Or just me? My crazy imagination.
It looks like
Kind
a
of like a
fruit.
lollipop.
A
Oh.
lollipop? Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait, wait, wait. It would be a lollipop if I go like this, right? If I took these, and then I think if I scale these in,
Yeah, like that.
yeah. Uh-oh, making lollipops. Okay. Now there's another tool I'm gonna teach y'all in a second, but just to do it right now, just to bring this lollipop thing to action, I'll select all these faces. 4, I'll deselect these. 5. Now it's a lollipop for real. What? And then I'm using my scale tools so I can like, you know. I'll show you how I did that in a moment. But first, let me show you the rest of these components. So yeah, that's the lollipop. or I mean, that's edges. um, and then we have polygons, right? So I'm gonna right click and go to faces, or faces, sorry. If you hear me do something like that, like I said, it's only because I'm doing a class right before this that's kind of teaching the same thing. Um, so polygons, right? Polygon is the face that's made to mint. That's made from these points. I mean, the polygon is the face that's made from the connected edges and the points. So yeah, it's polygon. So I right click and polygon. And also the thing about this menu too is check this out. I mean, that's called polygon, but it's also called face. So you're only going to use these. One is going to be the, I mean, let's just do it from the start. Vertex, edge, face, and object mode. So you're never going to touch this UV thing. Never. Right? You're never going to touch this multi thing ever. Vertex, never. You're just going to do 1, 2, 3, and object. So face, vertex, edge. So if your thing ends up looking like this one day, and you're like, yo, what is this? I don't know what to do, right? You just have to right click and go back to object mode, or you have to right click and go to vertex, because what you chose is vertex face. And that's why it'll look crazy like that. So it's gonna happen to everybody. Y'all are gonna do either this or something else that's gonna make it look really ridiculous or crazy, and it's gonna bug you out. Really, it's just a quick fix. And when things do bug you out, that's what this whole program is about. It's about like problem solving. It's like, hey, I want to make a lollipop. How do I do it? What happened? Why does it look like that? You know, because you're always going to run into some kind of problem. And the sooner you figure out what the the problems are or what you've done wrong, the faster you move and the better work you do. So polygon, I mean face, which is a polygon. This. And of course we can choose, if I press 4, we can choose a whole ring of them. You know what I'm saying? Like at one time, like we're selecting 4, I'll do 5. Now I'm back here. So look. So we can get, now we're starting to manipulate and get a whole bunch of different things. Now, let's say I wanted to make that lollipop, right? Here's a tool for us. It's called Extrude. You know, I'll just do it on one of these faces, just do it. So what you would do is you would click on the face. Now there's 2 ways to extrude, right? You click on the face and you press shift right click, right? And then you go to this right here that says extrude face. And then this menu comes up, right? And this menu has something called thickness. Well, let's just worry about this thickness one first. If I click on thickness and drag, look what happens, all right? And if I drag it the other way, it goes the other way, all right? Is everyone having an easy time doing that? Or is it messing up? But as long as it's working with this and you took the face, you know, it's just going through the other part of the object. That's why it's going backwards this way. Because all it's doing is working on, there's something called the normal. Let me show you that too, I guess, right now. You don't have to do this with me. You just have to see me do it. So I'm gonna double click on these faces right here. I'm gonna right click. No, shift right click, face normals, toggle face normal display. Okay. So what these little green lines right here are, these are called normals, right? And what a normal is let me do this. If I select this, okay. So I just deleted kind of all those other faces, or I hid them. And now it's just this one. So what the normal is this. It's where all the polygons meet in the center of one face, and there's the direction. So this is what you see. So imagine this is like a mirror almost. And when you look directly at it, it's like I'm looking directly at myself. If I'm looking this way, there's the angle in which it's facing. So the reason I mentioned the normals, and let me get rid of this. Wait. This, face normals, toggle face normals. Is because when this was extruded, it extruded off of that normal, which means that direction of that face. So to extrude, remember, shift right click. You're going to hear me say this a whole lot because everything's in shift right click. So shift right click, and we have extrude face. And now it's going to extrude off the thickness, right? Which is off the normal. But one thing we can do is we can do this operation, extrude, and then we can press W, which means to move. Right? And oh yeah, since I did that, I can raise it up and I can kind of like move it whatever way I want. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. So yeah, this is 4 minutes. Okay, yeah. So that's how that works. And also another thing is if we do, let me see. Okay, so what I did was call it an extrude. So if I go to edit mesh right here and I go to extrude, they also have this button right here I can click, which does the same thing, right? So that's extrude, it's under edit mesh. But also if we look under extrude, there's control E, right? Which is the one I really want you to use, right? Control E. So if I'm looking at this, now I do control E, now this menu pops up too. So now it's quick. See what I'm saying? So I hit this, I go control E. Now I can work it like this. There's something else I was gonna say about this control E. Another way, oh yeah, and check this out too. If I did control E there, and you see the menu right here, so let's say I raise this up, and then I go to divisions, right? And let's say I'm done with this. I would press Q to quit the tool. All right, so Q quits the tool. Yeah, Q quits that tool. There's something else. Control E. I'm sorry, it was just, there's one more thing about this tool. I can't remember what it was. It was, well, I'll just go through the rest of these. So there's also, if I press 4 to see through the faces, and I select all these faces right here, let's say, so I have this whole ring, I press 5. Now if I do control E, yeah, this is what I was gonna say. This is what I forgot. If we go to thickness and I drag, you see how quick it is? It's like moving super fast. Like it might be hard to like adjust it to the way you want. What you wanna do is you wanna hold down control, and now you have finer control with where you put this. So now you can be more precise, all right? As you can see, it goes inwards too. So holding down control gives you more control. All right.
Can you kind of show how you clicked one of the cube parts? Because when I do it, it's only allowing the edge part to like come out when you do the thickness thing.
It's only allowing, wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Like you see how that red, like you see how that whole spot is
Uh-huh.
glowing? Like how do you do that? Because when I do it, it's just allowing the edge. If it was in edge mode, It's only allowing that to come out when you do the thickness part.
Okay, save that question because we have less than a minute. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna record the video and save it, and then I'm gonna send out another link. And ask me that question when we go back to the next one.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So check your you all's email in a moment. It might take a couple minutes for me to for this thing to convert. But yeah, look out for the email because I will be sending it soon.